Throughout the 2025 Monster Energy Supercross season and the first few rounds of Pro Motocross, we've seen a lot of injuries. Since it's been a while since I've done an injury report video, I figured now is the perfect time to do it as a lot of guys are returning either this weekend or in the coming weeks. So let's get into it. First, if you want to support our work, head to the mxnetwork.store and check out our magazine. As you all know, the magazine industry has kind of died off, but we're trying to revive it by bringing you guys the highest quality magazine in the industry. A lot of magazines use very thin paper and cheap ink. We use the thickest paper available and the best ink to bring you guys the highest quality magazine possible. Here's a quick look at some we have on hand. Here's the latest we have available. Issue number 16, 17 is in production, and 18, 19, and 20 are being edited as we speak. Here's number 15, and here's an older one. Issue number 11, Supercross Day Paris, when Cooper Webb became the king of Paris. So yeah, there's a couple examples. Also, due to popular demand, we now have a monthly subscription. You can sign up for either one copy a month or 2 copies per month with our new and improved Mag Pass, so go check that out. If you want to support our work and help us make it to the races as media, which we intend on doing later this season, go snag a copy of our magazine. Again, huge thanks to all of you who already did. Your support means the world to us. All right, we're going to start off with the 450 class. First rider up on the list is Jason Anderson. Anderson had an okay start to the season, finishing 7th at Fox Raceway and 8th overall at Hangtown, but it kind of fell apart for him in Colorado. He ended up withdrawing from the second moto at Thunder Valley after tweaking his knee. Luckily, it wasn't anything major, and he is in for High Point. Next up, Justin Barcia. Barcia has been out since East Rutherford Supercross and has yet to race any Pro Motocross due to a knee injury. His recovery does look like it's going well, though. He did start riding this week. Right now, it sounds like he'll return for Southwick. Miller's cameras got footage of him riding yesterday at Fox Raceway, so here's that clip. On to the next, former 450 Pro Motocross champ Dylan Ferrandis. Ferrandis decided to sit out the 2025 Pro Motocross season after sustaining a stress fracture in his leg during Supercross. He rode through the pain for the Supercross season, but planned on being out of Pro Motocross for possibly the entire season. That's what he's saying, but he might return at the last round. Maybe that's a rumor. I'm not saying it's true, but that's possible. Most likely he'll be waiting to return for Super Motocross this fall, though. Next up, Grant Harlan. Hardog finished 12th overall at round 1 at Fox Raceway, which is a pretty good start to the year considering how deep the 450 class is. Unfortunately, Harlan broke several ribs in a bad crash at Hangtown. I believe he broke 3 of them. He spent some time in the hospital in Sacramento and sat out Thunder Valley, but intends on lining up this weekend at High Point, which is kind of crazy. All right, the final 450 rider out with injury. You all know who it is, Chase Sexton. He is out for an unknown reason, banged up, as they say. Sexton is out after crashing in the first moto at Fox Raceway. He didn't break any bones, but wants to make sure he's back to 100% before returning to racing. The rumor is he'll be back at Redbud July 4th weekend. Word on the street is that his hiatus is less to do with the crash and more to do with the tension between Sexton and KTM. Now, I can't confirm this as neither parties have spoken on it, but that's the rumor. On to the 250 class, Max Anstey. Anstey broke his leg back in Birmingham Supercross and has been dealing with a difficult recovery. At the earliest, he'll be back for Ironman, but it's more likely he'll return for Super Motocross. If you don't remember his crash, here it is. Next up, Anstey's teammate, Daxton Bennick, out with a concussion. Bennick is out after sustaining a big concussion back in Philadelphia Supercross. We don't have a timetable on his return. It's likely going to be late Pro Motocross or Super Motocross. As of a week ago, he has been doing concussion recovery at Apex Brain Center in North Carolina, and it sounds like he's making real progress, so that's good. Here was his crash back in Philadelphia. The next rider is yet another Star Racing Yamaha rider, Pierce Brown. We don't have a timeline on his return. Brown fractured his T5 vertebrae back in Tampa Supercross. Here's his crash. Although we don't know when he's going to return, he is back on the bike. I'll throw a picture up on the screen right now. So yeah, he is back on the bike and likely to return later this season. All right, next up, Tylube Honda rider Trevor Cullop. Cullop had a bad crash during qualifying at Hangtown, in which he sustained a broken femur. In case you missed it, here's that clip.
That's Hunter Yoder. Uh-oh, bad spot. Oh.
Yeah, that kid did actually a really good.
At the hospital, his condition unfortunately worsened after complications arose. He had fat emboli from his femur enter his bloodstream through a hole in his heart, which went to his head, causing many strokes. I did a full video on this injury earlier this week, so go watch that. I'll probably put a thing in the corner of the screen so you can click right on it if you want to. Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with Trevor Cullop and his family. This is a nasty, nasty injury, so we're wishing him the best. All right, the next one is, I believe, the final Star Racing Yamaha rider who is out injured, Cole Davies. Davies is out with a broken right arm and nose sustained during qualifying in Salt Lake City. A return date is currently unknown. It will likely be late Pro Motocross or Super Motocross. Here was his crash back in Salt Lake City.
This was a shocking scene. Cole Davies just lost his momentum and got hit by Jordan Smith. This is very graphic, and needless to say that Cole Davies was seriously injured. He's off at hospital, and he did not compete tonight, and Jordan Smith tried to, but he couldn't either.
Next up, a rider who has been out for a while, Evan Ferry. Ferry tore his Achilles back at Anaheim 1. He didn't even crash. He just barely cased a jump, and that was enough to do it. So in case you didn't see that, here's that clip of him casing a jump. So yeah, it's been a long recovery, but he is looking to return at Redbud. Next, we have a Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider, Seth Hammaker. Hammaker had a couple crashes in the second moto at Hangtown and exited the moto early. He was slated to race Thunder Valley, but a late decision was made to sit out that race. The team told Racer X that Hammaker is planning on racing High Point, so that's good news. Next is yet another Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider, Cameron McAdoo. McAdoo is still recovering from a torn ACL. Yesterday, he gave us an update on Instagram saying that he still has a couple more months before he'll be released to ride, so he'll likely return for Super Motocross as well. Next, we have Carson Mumford. Mumford injured his ankle in Birmingham Supercross and hasn't raced since. He's out for High Point, but he is back on the bike, so he'll likely be returning to racing soon. Here's the latest clips of him riding. Next up, Jet Reynolds. Reynolds is back on the bike after breaking his leg during the Monster Energy AMA Supercross season. He's scheduled to return at Southwick, and other than that, I don't have any more information. On to a couple Factory Triumph riders. First up, Styles Robertson. Robertson is still dealing with nagging problems from a bad wrist injury. His team said he'll miss a minimum of 2 to 3 races, which we're already at. But as of now, we don't have a timetable. We don't have any more information as to when he's going to return, so hopefully we'll get some news on that soon. We're going to end this injury report on a high. Jalek Swoll is back. He will be making his return to racing at High Point after tearing his Achilles before the Supercross season. Again, a long recovery from that Achilles injury. He has been riding for a few weeks now, so here's a few clips of that. But yeah, super pumped to see him back on track and can't wait to see what he can do this summer. Welcome back, Jalek. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you think Jalek Swoll will do this summer after tearing his Achilles? As you know, he did pretty well last year, got a podium for Triumph. How do you think Sexton will do when he returns? Do you think he'll be able to battle for a podium? Let us know your opinion down below. Don't forget to go check out our magazine. Head to the mxnetwork.store to get a monthly subscription or buy a single copy. Again, huge thanks to you guys who already bought a copy. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.